Let's talk about the elements of an ideal vocal warm-up. Well, hello there. My name is Heidi Vass. I'm a soprano, a vocal pedagogue, and the head of voice at Tonebase. And today we are talking about the specific elements that should go into an ideal and effective warm-up for singers. So, this particular strategy for building a warm up works off of a concept that I like to refer to as scaffolding. You take one skill and you build an additional skill on top of it. So, you're always adding a new skill versus trying to do something totally new or doing everything all at once. So, we want to scaffold elements in our singing that pertain to the systems of the voice while we're building our own unique and personal warm up. Those elements are as follows. We want to say hello to our posture or our structure, our body mechanics. Then we want to bring the breath in, making sure we're hooking up the breath to that structure that we've already built in the body mechanics. Then from there, we're going to think about resonance and the shape of the instrument. And finally, we move into articulation. These are all areas of the voice that we can train. Now, I also like to say you can save space for an additional element at the end that might be a little bit more necessary for what you're working on coming up in your workout. Or you can consider leaving a little space at the end for a particular method that you want to train with, like Vakai or Lutgen, if you're doing classical singing. So, what you want to think about is, again, as always, where are you aiming? What type of warm up do you want? Are you going to build the kind of warm up where you're singing the exact same exercises every time? Or are you going to build the kind of warm up where you, every single time you come to warm up, are working towards something slightly different? So, a flexible warm up is great, for example, for someone who is singing different styles of music all the time. A fixed warm up where you're using the same exact series of pitches is great for singers who are more likely to be singing the same style and type of music all the time. Now, of course, you can also have a sort of a hybrid as you grow and learn more about your voice. Even a static warm up will probably change over the course of months and years. Now, that said, let's get back to the business of the individual modules or elements that go into your specific warm up routine. So, first, we want to address body mechanics. And that's most likely going to take you to either a stretching series, a Feldenkrais type scanning technique, or maybe even some Alexander technique to say hello to the structure of your body and your physical self when you're coming to singing. The second thing you want to do is hook your breath up to that structure. So you're breathing within the structure that you set up in the initial exercise. So if we start with the scanning technique, and then the next thing would be to work on the direction and the mechanic of the abdominal breath, the most base level and the most basic type of breathing that we use for singing. So saying hello to that abdominal or diaphragmatic breath next. How do we do that? We can use a lip trill or a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. You can start even more basically by doing a hissing exercise where you're just connecting breath to sound, but not even a phonated sound. So connecting breath to body. Step 3, let's do a little resonating. So adding actual pitched sound to that breath. So how we might do that is choose a series of pitches to do that on. And that might be something that we've already said hello to with our semi-occluded vocal tract exercise or our lip trill. The easiest way to scaffold is to do the lip trill, for example, on an arpeggio, a do, mi, so, mi, do pattern. Or maybe a method that you want to train through. Or you might even decide to add maybe one more stylistically specific vocalese, or exercise to make you feel like you've primed your instrument to move well. I often like to finish my warm up with a little bit of agility. So, for example, it might be a scale plus one exercise where I'm living in my happy space singing pretty fast. Finishing up with agility gives me that opportunity to say hello to my full range without necessarily having a lot of tax and stress. The other nice way to finish a warm up is just simply a siren or a sigh. So you've said hello to everything, all of the systems are turned on, and you're ready to go.